Hey, good morning, everybody. It's morning's LALATE. It's Friday morning. You made it to the weekend. You're about to crush the weekend. It's incredible, great news as the president-elect Joe Biden proposes not one, not two, but three increases if you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, railroad benefits, or veterans benefits. And these are categorically incredible. Some of them are not even just for a few months, some of them a lifetime. This could be money coming to you for your entire rest of your life. This is incredible, great news. As stimulus checks are the big push to go out, they're coming. Big, bold, beautiful stimulus checks that could cover you for what you've endured and what's coming up. All incredible great news, and we're just to the weekend, just in time for some great details. And boy, it's so exciting. I'm so glad for you. And this is Morning's LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Morning's LA with great exciting news about stimulus checks, FPUC, hazard pay, and additionally, the incredible details about SSDI, SSI, and Social Security benefits. And we're not talking about a couple $100s here. We're talking about thousands of dollars. Wow. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. Please do, because we're having a ball. We are just having a blast. Party in the house here. Last night's live chat on Purple Power had about 30,000 or 20,000. Had a viewer from the Philippines, one from Mexico, one from overseas, and a few from the U.S. territories. Absolutely incredible. I'm going live, I'm going taped. There's breaking developments all throughout the day, breaking news literally by the minute. There's so much coverage on stimulus, second stimulus, third stimulus that you need to stay with me. Also like this video. In this video, I'll be going over why there's not just one, but now three plans to give you thousands of dollars more per year, not hundreds, if you're on SSDI, SSI, and Social Security and railroad benefits. This is categorically incredible, and one of them would last you a lifetime, would go past this pandemic's end. Wow, finally. Next, the push for big, bold, beautiful stimulus checks, which you need. The winter's coming. You need those stimulus checks. I've seen your comments. It's absolutely imperative. But you got to push, push, push. You can't roll over and just tell Congress to send it to you and you'll just wait around for it. These people are lazy, and we're not. So more about that in a second. Additionally, the push to increase in unemployment benefits and those comments about could we be given prepaid stimulus? Yes, prepaid stimulus before we deal with a series of national lockdowns. Really incredible, great news. Hazard pay, child, student debt repayments. I'm going to be covering that all and more. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that Americans are ecstatic about all these incredible things that are on the plate for your second stimulus. To recap, the first stimulus package was passed in March, and it covered to May. The second stimulus was to be passed in May, but as we sit here in November, it is still not passed. It was not intended, the second stimulus package, to really cover May to November. It was supposed to be for a finite period of time. But over time, second stimulus is now supposed to cover May to December. Well, third stimulus is also a topic of this channel because December's just, a couple weeks away. And guess what? Second stimulus is not in December. Second stimulus, then we're heading into third stimulus. It's important to understand these people did not pay you a stimulus check for the month of month of April. Didn't pay you one for the month of May. And then when they came around for the second stimulus package, they say, hey, here's the stimulus package. We're going to start up in May. And you're like, where's my April and May check? Well, we just sort of forgot about that. And then when FPUC expired, well, we sort of forgot about that as well. Well, guess what? Some other things are expiring, and we're not forgetting anymore. The incredible great news overnight is that Joe Biden now has not less than one, two, but three additions to your Social Security, which are categorically incredible. The first one is the one which made everyone's eyes just pop, including mine. This one is a pandemic-related stimulus package. It would go from now to the end of 2021, $200 additional per month on top of your existing benefits. You wouldn't have to do anything. It would just land in your bank account. It would just be there. It would start as soon as it becomes law. It would land there, and it would be there, and it would go all the way to the end of 2021. It could be $2,400. It could be $2,600. It could be up to $4,000, says Elizabeth Warren. This is incredibly great news. This is for SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroads, veterans, and everything related like that. If you receive your benefits by electronic means, this would land into your bank account, on your next payment terms. This would not be like a stimulus check where it would be a separate payment. This would actually be on top of your existing payments. You wouldn't have to do anything about it. It would not disqualify you from something else, or not exclude you for something else, or create any type of burden or tax burden that you don't already have. So this is a wonderful, no catch, when you get it, you got to return the TV in the kitchen. No, it's just none of that. When you return it, you get one Ginsu knife, but you got to pay $16 shipping and handling. No, it's none of that either. It just lands in the account. This incredible great news. And yesterday I got all these. Well, what does it come in other colors and what sizes? I'm sorry, this is not QVC. That's Holidays LA with the guy with the and now this. No, this is not QVC. It comes in one flavor only, and it's a delicious flavor. That's the incredible great news. Again, upwards of about $2,600 every month, $200 all the way up to the end of 2021. The purpose of it is because you're not getting enough benefits because of this pandemic, one. Two, you didn't get a stimulus check under the first stimulus package. Remember that one I talked about at the beginning? March to April, because you may have been an adult dependent. You didn't get a stimulus check. How dare them? Well, we're making them up on the back end. Yeah, we're coming on the back end and getting to a home run. Then, the next item of business. Wow, this one is really exciting. The Biden plan proposes includes a lifetime increase in your Social Security benefits. Now, this is incredible. This lifetime increase in your Social Security benefits is not tied to or impacted by COVID. It just happens to be something that's getting done. And it's something that is being talked about in the stimulus packages because they're doing so much with Social Security. This would increase your benefits as much as 20% per month lifetime. Wow. So if you get a $1,000 Social Security check every month, you would get $1,200. And if you get a $2,000 Social Security check, you would get the math is sort of hard on camera. Well, you get the point. Up to 20% more per month lifetime. Again, you don't have to do anything. Again, there's no catch to it. It does not disqualify you from something else. This is all categorically incredible. Next, the third item, because I told you it was three. It may be a cold morning where you are, but it's heating up here because this is really hot breaking news. The third item is that you would get an increase every year as they reassess whether to do increases, but not based upon COLA, that horrible cost of living adjustment, which a lot of you hate, that basically says, you know what, if COLA goes up, we'll give you one more penny. Here's the penny for you. You enjoy the penny? What's up with this penny increases? Or cost of living goes up and we're not going to give you anything. The Biden administration is just sort of done with that. I'm done with that. So he wants to tag it to something else. It's called CPIE, which if you don't know, that's R2-D2's sister. She was sort of an extra in the first Star Wars movie. CPIE, she didn't really talk that much. All she delivered was hairdresser products. But CPIE is cost of living for elderly. And that is a higher benchmark than that COLA thing that a lot of people don't like. This is categorically incredible. Again, you don't have to do anything. It would trigger automatically. It would be an incredible increase. The great news is that there's bipartisan support for this, and it's likely to get passed right away because Republicans have actually introduced compensatory or similar or comparable legislation. And so that legislation would likely just get merged and done. This is incredible, great news. Next, hazard pay. Oh my goodness, back on, baby. And the reason why you watch this channel is because I try to make things very simple, fun, and educational. And I try to digress and stay away from negativity and misinformation. And yesterday there was a lot of misinformation. Oh yeah, the person with that hairdresser, that bad hairstyle, yeah, you know her. She came out yesterday and talked about her bill. Her bill, which doesn't have hazard pay in it. Her bill, which doesn't have any of the Social Security things I just talked about. Her bill that basically doesn't have much of anything except a nice bailout for Andrew and Gavin. Well, guess what? Don't focus on her. Focus on me and focus on your president-elect and focus on Mitch. Those are singularly the most three important people in the United States. And also Sir Lloyd. He's also really, really important as well. I mean, you're not going to get... How are you going to get to the casino unless he gives you directions? You'll never get there. The importance is that hazard pays back on, baby. Back on. And what's important for you to understand, you need to be on social media pushing. Someone says, I've pushed a while. How long do I have to push? And why do I have to push? You have to push because these are elected officials. They don't do anything unless people push. Do you remember that week where all the airlines showed up in Washington and had 50 airline executives right there, and suddenly within 24 hours they had their own bill? That's called pushing. How much does it cost to push? Well, they have a lobbyist, and that lobbyist costs about $20,000 a week to probably push that amount. We're not paying $20,000 a week for lobbyists to lobby for the American people, because there's no such thing as lobbying for the American people. What we're doing is pushing to make sure we get every penny. And with hazard pay, you don't have to push for that, baby. It's back on. The only thing you got to push with hazard pay is how much is the payout and how broad are the classifications. If you've not, please tune in every night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Purple Power Live. In that, we talk about essential workers. I say, is any essential workers in the room? Yes, I'm a nurse. I say covered. Anyone else? Yes, I'm an Uber driver. Yes, you're covered. You're essential. And then I go over people who may be more difficult to figure out. And what's important to understand is two items. One, the Biden administration understands and the Labor Department understands that hazard pay may cause some confusion for some categories, and we want to make them broader rather than narrower. That's the first thing. Second, there may be gray areas that we may have to push, and you know what those gray areas are. Walmart, Target, Walgreens. Ultimately, general retail is not hazard pay, but pharmacists, hazard pay, food, hazard pay. So here you see the confusion. If you go into Costco and you buy some lettuce, are you at a grocery store? Well, I'm buying some socks. Oh, are you at a retail store? Oh, I'm buying some medicine. Well, you're at a pharmacy. Which one is it? Of those, 2 out of 3 are essential and the other one isn't. This is why you need to be on social media. Hashtag Purple Power FPUC. Pushing, hazard pay, wrong one. Hashtag Purple Power hazard pay. You got to push to ensure that the classifications are broad enough. Second, you got to push because there's going to be a battle about the amount. You all understand that Mitch McConnell doesn't want to give a lot of money. And when he doesn't want to give a lot of money, it's going to hit on hazard pay. When we talk about hazard pay, what's important to understand is that hazard pay has $10,000 as the win-all at the end. I see that number and I just say, I just don't see Mitch giving you 10. 5, sure. 6, yeah. 10, no. So you need to make sure that Mitch doesn't give you 1 or 0 or 44 cents on the dollar or a lobster and a nice pot bill. AOC would like that. So it's important to understand you need to push. Next. We're doing so much fun tonight this morning. Are you ready? EIDL grants. The remainder of the EIDL $10,000 grant could be coming to you. Javita Carranza's out as of January. She's coming to this channel with a new talk show. Join me middays. Javita Lake coming to LALATE midday in 2021. But for now, it's important to understand the remainder of $10,000 EIDL grant could be coming to you. Next, EIDL loans could be increased then. Student debt forgiveness is back on, baby. Mortgage forbearance, student loan eviction moratorium, unemployment. Let me go over that right now. It's important you understand that when we sit here talking about second stimulus, we were supposed to have extension of benefits all the way to January, February. Well, now we're heading into third stimulus. Third stimulus was supposed to be lockdown stimulus. When you're put on lockdown, you're supposed to be provided stimulus before you go on lockdown to cover you for the lockdown. Someone in the comments last night says, I don't want to hear about third stimulus. I only want to hear about second stimulus because I never got second stimulus. Well, guess what? The way that Congress works is you can't let them forget anything. And if you don't talk about it, they will forget it. Let me give you an example. You could get announced a lockdown tomorrow, and suddenly you're waiting for third stimulus to go on lockdown. And then they're like, you know what? Here's some third stimulus. Here's a check to get through the lockdown. Then you're like, what happened to my second stimulus? I never got second stimulus from May to December. I don't remember that. What is that? I had never heard of that thing. What do you mean you never heard about second stimulus? That's what you have to do. Congress has forgotten about you several times before, and we aren't letting them do that. No, no, no. I was not around when they took out those multiple stimulus checks to the first stimulus package. I was around when FPUC expired. I'm very loud and clear that we're not going to allow more things to expire. First, we're not going to allow FPUC to PUA to expire. That's late December. We're not going to allow UI to expire. That's late December. Student loan evictions, mortgage protection, eviction moratoriums, all expire in late December. We can't have these things expire in late December. So you can't sit around and do nothing and say, you know what, just tell me when it's in my bank account. Well, guess what? By the time they do that, the cows will come home because they don't do anything unless we push. It's a strange dichotomy, and that's the way the federal government works. We have to push. And that's why the Purple Power has been so successful. We've absolutely been successful across the board. First, we got the Republicans to co-sign and co-agree to the Problem Solvers bill. Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell said they will do the Problem Solvers bill. Second, we got the Democrats to understand that her way or the highway is not the highway. It's not the path to bipartisan support. And that's why when she introduced her last bill, no less than about a third of them voted against it because we told them to vote against it. Next, we got seats for stimulus. People didn't give you seats. They lost the seats. Doesn't matter if they're Republicans or Democrats. And someone else lost their seat because they didn't give you stimulus. Yeah. So let me answer some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's recording. And boy, they were good. Mauricio, all talk, no action. Need to see a bill worth numbers sent to the House and then sent to the Senate and signed by the president. Doesn't have to be signed by the president. I've detailed that on this channel. He can say, no, sorry, I'm playing golf, which is much of what he does lately. I'm out playing golf. I'm not signing this. Guess what? Then it goes back to the Senate. They approve it. Then goes to the House, and it becomes law. Barbara, we need a little less talk, a lot more action. I agree, but you need a lot more talk from the Purple Power and not less action. Purple Power needs to be very loud and vocal. This is the time of push. This is not the time of sitting around and doing much of nothing. And people may say, I pushed before. I'm tired of pushing. Well, when you stop pushing, they stop paying. That's how it is. Ultimately, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to increase stimulus checks. They're not going to do much of anything if you don't push. They're going to see that you gave up, and we don't give up on this channel. Cindy Crow, Nancy Pelosi needs to be voted out. She's effectively already voted out. She's not the chief negotiator. She's the chief publicity machine. She wants to be on Colbert, and this is what's important to understand. Dirty. Food stealer. Same thing every day. We need more money. Janet, when are these people going to get this out? Taryn, all we hear is, I want to date. Gina Marie, I love you, LALATE. We need to get this going. Amen. NH2 as the Biden plan, he can't do anything for another 2 months. Untrue. I've answered that on this channel. Sandro, get it going. Angelica, get it going. Kathy, if Biden doesn't take office until January, how can we expect anything from him? Here's how it works again. I'm going to say this one last time. The president doesn't do legislation. Congress does legislation. Doesn't matter who the president is. Congress does legislation. They do legislation based upon the wishes of the lead negotiators. Why does Congress do negotiation based upon Steve Mnuchin? He's not even the president. Yeah. So they do it based upon the lead negotiators. The lead negotiators are Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden. They do legislation based upon the lead negotiators and what they want, and then the lead negotiators negotiate. Joe Biden can negotiate and has negotiated. And he's not going to tell you every time he picks up the phone and calls Mitch McConnell either, or I drop something on the set. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Go to the Find channel, subscribe. Subscribe because we're going to get through this pandemic together. Also like this video. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay at LA for more.